everyone, it's Morgyn from For the Love of Paper, and I'm here with a layout process video for you. This week I am doing the January challenge from Craft Plus Challenges, and the challenge this month is to use a bicycle on your layout. So I thought I would do a photo of Sam learning to ride his big boy bike with no training wheels on it. And I pulled out some papers and embellishments from one of the kits that I'd made up last year, at the beginning of last year, and I hadn't used up these bits, so I decided to pull those out. And then I got these embellishments from Cocoa Vanilla Studios. I think it's their Hello Sunshine range. I think that was from last summer. Might have come out at the end of 2015, beginning of 2016, somewhere around then. And I'm using a few pieces from that as well. I really like the puffy sticker, and I really wanted to use the wood veneer bicycle as well. And then I think I might end up pulling a couple of other little bits from my stash as well to go with that. But those were the main things that I used. So the picture we only just took recently, even though Sam hasn't had training wheels on his bike for nearly a year. He started to learn to ride without the training wheels at the beginning of last year sometime, and I think he fell off a couple of times, and that kind of really put him off, and he hasn't wanted to learn at all. Like, we'd get him on it and he'd crack nana and just be silly about it, and then his bike sat in the garage for months and months and months unused. And then a friend of ours gave us a skateboard. And I said to him, no, you can't have a skateboard until you learn to ride your bike. And of course that caused big drama, and he tried to ride his bike, but he wasn't really giving it a good effort. And then we had a friend come around the other night, and he's like, this bike needs adjusting. There was something wrong with the handlebar or whatever the heck it was, and the tires had gone flat. So Frank and his friend pumped up the tires and fixed up the handlebars. Sam jumped on and could ride it straight away. There was no issue at all. So I don't know if it was because of this handle issue the whole time that we could have fixed a year ago, or if he was just big silly this whole year. Either way, he can now ride his bike, and he is so freaking happy. He gets out there every single morning. I'm not even kidding. At 6:15, he's out there riding his bike up and down the driveway, and he just loves it. And then most evenings he asks Frank and I to take him for a walk or a ride around the block, so that he can go for a ride, which is pretty cool. I'm glad that he's finally enjoying it, and he hasn't mentioned the skateboard, which is also making me very happy, because I really think he's too little to ride a skateboard. I'm sure there's other kids out there that can and do, but I feel like he's too little. So anyway, that's the background story of this particular photo, and it was obviously a color photo, but the bike is bright blue and red, and he was wearing like teal and blue, and his helmet is a different color again, and the fence, and then the bushes are purple. I'm like, there's just too many colors in this photo, so I had to print it black and white, and then I was able to use whatever color embellishments that I wanted. So it did take me a while to get all the embellishments together how I liked them. I did sort of fiddle around with it for quite a while, moving all the pieces around and adjusting things. And that little tag, the little pink tag, says smile, so I used the puffy sticker that said happy, because he did have a big happy smile on his face in that photo, so I thought that fitted quite nicely. And then the journaling card at the back was an old one from a Blinks of Life kit, and it did say, it said like number 2, loving ... You could write about that, but I ended up finding that little sticker strip that said status, current status, think, something like that. And then when I do my title, it kind of goes with that, and I do my journaling on the white space on that card as well. And I really wanted to get this little arrow in somewhere. I can't remember what that one says. Unfortunately, you'd be able to check it out in the still photos at the end. And I fiddled around with this so much, trying to get that bike and the little arrow to fit together. But I didn't want to go and pull too many more things out of my stash, because I wanted to use just what I had, to try and challenge myself a little bit. And the blue pattern paper, I'm not sure where that was from. And then I wanted to use this card as well, which I'd end up doing like that, and it said, oh, something about fun starts here, or fun in the sun, I think it was. And I did want the words on there, but in the end I just covered them up and used the edge of it just as another little layer. Another little arrow. I really liked this collection actually from Cocoa Vanilla. I think I've used up most of the 12 by 12 papers that I bought, but I haven't used up all the embellishments. I think I was kind of hoarding the embellishments a little bit, and maybe I either used too much paper or I didn't buy enough. Either way. Yeah, so there's not many papers left, but I've got lots of bits, which is cool. I've got a few summer photos from this summer to scrap, so I will definitely be pulling this kit out along with a couple of others. I think I've got 4 of their kits under my desk, and a couple of them I haven't even touched. The same with the crepe paper Cool Kid collection, the boyish one that they recently did. I haven't even touched that. I think I've used 2 stickers out of it, out of the sticker sheet, and I might have used a couple of the alphas, and that's it. It's just been sitting there untouched. So I've really got to pull those out and make an effort to use them up a little bit, even just one layer with each collection. They give me about 5 or 6 layouts for this year. So now trying to line everything up on the page again. That green paper just will not be the right size for me. Trim it down again, and then we can stick it all together. Yay! Finally, after all my fluffing around. Please tell me I'm not the only one who does that. Please, because I annoy myself with how much I fiddle around with things, trying to get things just right and perfect. And look, see, I pull it apart again because it wasn't straight at the top. Totally ridiculous. No one else would even noticed except for me. But I had to change it. And am I going to glue that down? Yes. So I ended up putting my glossy accents. It was the Stampin' Up brand of glossy accents. Ended up putting that in one of these little tiny bottles with the metal tip on it, the really fine metal tip, because I was finding that the bottle just kept getting clogged up. Every freaking time I used it, it clogged up the next time. It was all hard, and I had to like chop the top off or stick a pin in there, and I was spending like 10-15 minutes every single time I wanted to use it unclogging it, and I was about a second away from throwing it in the bin. And then I thought, I'll try one of these fine line applicator bottles that I'd bought at the Craft Expo last year, and I'm like, I'll give it a go, see if it clogs up. And it didn't, and I was very surprised, and I have been using it all the time. It is great. It sticks everything down, and it is wonderful, and I am glad that I can finally use it and not have to throw it away, because the other bottle is totally freaking ridiculous. That's my rant for today. I'm sorry you seem to be getting a few of these little rants about different products that I'm having issues with at the moment. Like, sometimes it just goes along and everything runs smoothly, everything works perfectly, and other times I just have issue after issue with different things. And this last week or so seems to be one of those weeks where I've had issues. And I think that's all the embellishments that I do on that one. So I've just got the little cluster down the bottom right corner, and then a small cluster, just a couple of stickers up in the, what is it? The top right of the photo, middle of the photo kind of. And I did go through and see if there was anything else that I wanted to add, but there's not. And then I decided that the background needed something. It just wasn't happening for me, and I was going to layer another piece of paper on there, and I ummed and ahed about it, and then I decided I'd get some what is that stuff? Gesso. So I just got some gesso and laid it on with a palette knife, kind of haphazardly, no real rhyme or reason to it, no pattern. I was going to get, first of all, I was going to get out a stencil. I'm like, no, I don't want a stencil. I just want something in that background, and I didn't want anything too bright, and I didn't want shapes or anything, and that actually worked quite well. I really liked how it turned out, just like that. And then I get out, what else did I get out? Oh, I got out a couple of what are they called? Inks, like oh my goodness, it's completely gone out of my head. Like the Heidi Swap Color Shiny, those types of things. So this one I got out was a Tattered Angels one, and I just did one little dot to see if I'd like the color, but it was too dark or too blue, I think. So I went with black, because black always works. Can never go wrong with black. And I don't know what brand that is, and I'm nearly run out of it. I'm going to have to find some more black of some kind. And this is the teal Heidi Swap one. So that's about all I do for that one. And then I do walk away and let it dry for a while. And when I come back, which was like an hour later after it had dried, I started to do my title and then realized that I wasn't recording. So here we go. As you can see, I've already stuck it down and I'd already made up my titles. So you didn't get to see me doing that. I did fluff around with that for a while too. But yeah, sorry, I forgot to press record. And there you go, my title was really, really simple. For this layer, I just put I can ride, and I kind of wanted it like, that's why I split the title. It's like I can ride, like I wanted Can to kind of stand out, because he probably has been able to do it for a long time. He's just refused to do it. So yeah, and that's what my journaling was about. I just wrote about how he's been so stubborn about it, and he could probably have actually done it the whole time. Anyway, that is the layout done, guys, after I add a little liney border around the edges. Another thing that I'm having problems with, these Project Life markers from Stampin' Up. They're awful, especially the 0.1 size. The 0.05 I don't have a problem with, except for sometimes it leaks. And this 0.01, I cannot get it to write properly. It just stops working. Absolute crap. This is my third set, and I've had the same problem with everyone. So there you go. Another do not buy those from me. See, I got so frustrated I threw it across my desk. Anyway, that is it from me, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.